Welcome back to the channel, guys. A lot of you liked the previous video that I made, the review of the VCORE 100 and the Pure Aero, and you guys recommended that as a Pro Staff user, Pro Staff 97, I should try out the VCORE 95. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. I'm going to be reviewing a deep, thorough review of the Yonex VCORE 95 here at beautiful Lone Mountain. I now have an Instagram, if you don't know. You can follow me at Sandroto Plays Tennis. I'm gonna put the link somewhere in that video, and I'm also gonna be adding some side views today. So I'm gonna be, recording from like different angles, just to give some more, variety to the content. So looking forward to it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and enjoy. Alright guys, so let's start with the specs of this racket. So first of all, the head size is 95 square inches. So that means simply the size of the hoop is 95 square inches. The length is a standard 27 inches, which is very standard for most or all adult rackets. The strong weight is 11.5 ounces or 326 grams. By the way, I'm taking all this information from the Tennis Warehouse website. So this is strung. The string usually adds about 0.6 to 0.7 ounces. So unstrung would be around 10.8 ounces for this racket. The balance is 7 points headlight, which means that most of the weight is concentrated in the handle of the rackets as opposed to the hoop. The swing weight is 321. Swing weight simply tells you how heavy it feels when you swing the racket, when you hit forehands and backhands, as opposed to the static weights, which is the weight of the racket when it's just like set, let's say set on the ground or on the table, when you want to just know what the weight of the racket is. The stiffness rating is 61, and that simply means that it's more on the flexible side. You can feel that the racket bends a little bit. Ooh, look at this slow-mo here. Let me know if you enjoy the slow-mo, by the way. Another thing worth noting is the string pattern of 16 by 20. I mean 16 strings on the mains, 20 on the crosses. The most standard is usually 16 by 19. Another common one is 18 by 20. Yonex does 16 by 20. Just gives a little bit more room for the strings to move, which generally gives a little bit better access to topspin. So this is it for the specs. Now let me tell you a little bit about how I felt playing with it. Alright, so right from the beginning I can tell that I like the VCORE 95 more than the VCORE 100. By the way, I did a full review of the VCORE 100 and the Bubble Pure Aero in my previous video. So if you haven't seen it yet, I'm gonna put the link in the description down below. But I can tell for my own personal game and like preference, I like the 95 better, and I think that's just because I'm used to playing with the Pro Staff 97, which is a control-oriented frame, and the VCORE 95 is the most control-oriented frame in the VCORE line. So I believe that the muscle memory and your playing style that you have developed throughout the years will have a big impact on how a new racket will feel to you. One thing that didn't feel that comfortable, at least at first, was the flexibility of the racket. It has a much lower stiffness rating of 61, and I could tell that the racket was bending a lot more on my shots, which doesn't translate very well in my brain. I just felt like the ball was just going at a higher launch angle and could just go deep a lot more, but I think that's just because, again, muscle memory, but something that I believe I could get used to probably after playing for maybe 10 hours I'll probably be used to that. So I don't think that is a big issue. And if you come from a racket that is very stiff, I think that's something that you can get used to if you give the frame enough time. However, one of the things that I really liked from this racket was how much easier it is to swing. It really cuts through the air a lot faster than the Pro Staff, which allows for more racket head speed, which is really important to generate more spin. So that was definitely welcome. And then the 16 by 20 string pattern even emphasized that even more. So if you're trying to generate more spin but like this classic control oriented frame, I would say that the VCORE 95 is a pretty good option. Because of the smaller head size and the 7 points headlight, this racket was definitely solid at the net, definitely more solid than the VCORE 100 or even the 98. So I would say that this racket is just very good all the way around. Even for the serves, you know, you can definitely feel the pop, you feel the precision. So I really had nothing to complain about. Now, of course, this racket is significantly lighter than mine, just because I have a little bit of lead tape on mine, so I would probably need to customize this one. And if I wanted to play with it as my main racket, which leads me to that point, right? I don't know if I would want to buy a new racket if I still need right off the bat to do some customizations, or customize the way I customize mine. Because in that case, I mean, if I like mine already after the customizations, then why not keep it until I really find the one that I can tell right off the bat that really improves my game. So my final recommendations is that if you're on the market for any racket and you are I would say a strong intermediate, or more like advanced player, this could be a solid option. I wouldn't recommend it for a beginner, just because it is harder to swing, and it is still a pretty small head size. So if you like that, if you like the classic racket feel, if you play with maybe a slightly bigger head size, I would say give it a shot. Don't buy it, of course, before you demo it. Play with it for many hours, even play a match with it, so just so to really give you the right feel. I mean, if you're gonna play with it for years, might as well demo it thoroughly. That's it. I hope you enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe, support the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.